Yes. So class 8, and yesterday as I have given you a question for report writing. Yes, Somil, you can speak the question for report writing. Speak the question.
That was the right. There was an inter-school poster making competition held in SS.
For which competition? For poster making competition?
Inter-school poster making competition.
So now those students who were absent yesterday, please note down the question. The question was given, write a magazine report it was. Thank you, Somil. Write magazine report for an inter-school poster making competition held in your school. So this is about a magazine report. Already we have done an example of a newspaper report, right? And today I'm going to discuss for magazine report. So the question is already noted with you. I'm going to rub it in order to utilize the blackboard in a proper way. Okay, so that you can have complete access to how to write down a magazine report. So for magazine report, before question, at the top of the page, you can write down magazine report so that when you revise, in exam, you will easily come to know, yes, this is my magazine report and how to write it down. Okay, because otherwise sometimes it happens that students, they are always confused between the format of magazine report as well as newspaper report. Magazine report at the top, no need to mention in your formal format. Okay, so for that, first of all, heading or title, what will be the heading and title in this case? Speak anyone?
Inter-school poster making competition held in SSBPS.
Poster making competition held in SSDPS. Then underline it. Heading is always in capital letters in the byline. By, suppose it is written by Somil. Somil 8B. This is magazine report in which you are going to mention your name as well as class. Because in newspaper report, what we were writing? What we were writing? Staff correspondent. Okay, we were writing staff correspondent. But here in this case, what we are going to write? We are going to write name of the student who is writing the report as well as class. Clear? Your date and place you will write down. Date, whatever the date is, suppose today or yesterday. Then place, Jalandhar. Then start with para 1. Para 1. What, where, when? Tell me what, where, when? And why? Yes. Who will speak? Rest is same. Who will speak? Japji, Khyati, Kritika, Pragati, yes, speak out. Yes, Kritika, start speaking. You are unmuted. I'm unmuting you. Don't mute yourself again and again. Yes, Kritika.
An inter-school post competition was held in our school. All the students from our school and all the students from another school participated in this competition.
1 minute, don't use personal pronouns like are. Okay. So how you will start? An inter-school poster making competition was organized. Mention here for which classes? For classes 6 to 8. Okay. Why it is celebrated? Now tell me, Kritika.
To showcase their creativity and artistic minds.
Okay, to display, not to show, to display the creativity of the creative skills of the students.
Ma'am, showcase. Showcase.
Showcase, right? Or to celebrate or to observe Environment Day and to aware the children about the ways how to protect environment. You can write on in an elaborative way also. Okay.
The topic of the poster making competition was
Para 2. We are coming to para 2. There we will write down the details. Okay. Now coming up to detail of the event. Here, if you have not mentioned classes here, you can mention it here. The competition was organized for classes suppose 6 to 8. Okay. And the theme was, what was the theme?
ma'am, firecracker free Diwali.
Or what? Or you
Ma'am,
can
eco-friendly Diwali.
eco-friendly Diwali or go green, whatever you want to write down. Okay. Clear? It was a grand function organized. Okay. And all right. It was a grand function organized and almost how many schools participated? Suppose almost 20 schools.
10 to 12.
Okay, whatever you can write down, you can write down 20 schools participated, or you can also write down and almost, for example, 40 participants from 20 schools participated. Okay, from 20 schools participated. Okay, they have participated enthusiastically, right? Who are the judges? First of all, who, or if it is an inter-school competition, then you can also mention it was a grand function, or it was a grand function organized by. Who has organized? Okay, organized by
SSDPS.
Swami Sandas Public School. Okay, and who was
Ma'am, हम
the,
ये लिख सकते हैं the whole school was decorated with garlands and
don't need to
etc.
write down this kind of informal information. We will not go informal. Don't use informal tone. Okay, there is no use to write. There is no need to write it. Okay, Dash was the chief guest. Okay, Dash was the chief guest who was a great environmentalist. Okay,
Excuse me, ma'am.
because at the end we have to tell about speech also. Some chief guests you must include. Okay, then afterwards what happened?
Ma'am,
Yes,
मैम आपने मैम कल वर्ल्ड एनवायरनमेंट डे का कराया था तो मैम वो भी लिख सकते हैं.
now World Environment Day. Yes, you can write down. You can write down anything. I'm not bounding you that whatever I'm telling you, you can use your creativity. I'm just telling you one way. Okay, and he was a great environmentalist. Then ultimately what happened? क्या होता है? Students displayed their talent. Students displayed beautiful posters. You can also mention judges. The event was judged by. Okay, who were the judges? You can also mention dash dash dash. Okay.
मैम इसमें ये लिख सकते हैं कि द फंक्शन वाज प्रिजाइडेड बाय स्वामी शांतानंद जी.
Now you can write down the event. It's not a function. It's an event. Okay.
ओके मैम.
Right. So who were the judges? You will also mention. Then you will mention the students displayed their talent and made beautiful and inviting posters. Okay. Inviting means thought provoking. You can also write down thought provoking. Thought provoking. What is the meaning of thought provoking and inviting? Thought provoking means which will include or which will start some thought process in our mind. Yes, this is to be done. Okay, inviting, very attractive.
Make a deep effect in our mind.
Okay, and here in competition, you know, while the result is being prepared, some short cultural items, they are also being presented. Okay, you can write down a very short play by the students of the school was based on upon importance of trees was also presented. Okay, then or here
There
you
were many
the starting
short
also
skits
the welcome song was presented by the students of the school, and here you can also write down A song by the choir of the school was also presented. Okay. And the
Many short skits.
okay. Then at the end, you can write down the first position was backed by this. And first, second, and third positions are backed by these different students. Okay, you can write it down. Then, uske baad, you will mention about speech. Speech was also presented by the chief guest. Okay, in which he motivated the young students or the young children to protect their environment, as they are the future citizens of our country and they can play an important role in saving the environment. The principal, Mrs. Kamaljeet Kaur, presented a vote of thanks and also motivated the students to grow more trees, especially one on their birthday. Okay, then it is done, complete event done, and at the end, last one line brief comment about the program. This was a great initiative, or this was a good initiative to aware young generation about the importance of trees and how to save environment. And this event was, this event really sensitized the children. Sensitized means made aware.
हम इसमें ये लिख सकते हैं कि the function was well organized and enjoyed by audience, leaving a deep
But here it's
comment.
not a function. Rhythm, again you are making this mistake. It's not a function. It's an event. So audience we can't say. Okay. That's clear now, students. Class 8. How to write a magazine report. So this must be done in your notebooks. So now tomorrow I'm going to check the 2 reports in your notebooks. One newspaper report that we have already done one day before, and this magazine report also you have to do. Okay, so now coming up to the grammar part, today we are going to do relative clauses. Okay, so clauses we have already done. Okay, so let me give you a short overview of clauses. So now in case of, suppose we write down a sentence. Who has stolen my purse? Okay, so here in this sentence, you can very well see that there are 2 parts of sentences. One is he is a man who has stolen my purse. So you know,
Adjust the camera.
okay, so he is a man. This is finite verb. This is subject. This is again finite verb. Here, who is representing to this he. So this is also again acting as subject here. Okay, so ultimately, these 2 parts of sentences, which are parts, it also has a subject and finite verb, and the another part also has finite verb. So it means what is a clause? Clause always. Clause is of course a part of sentence. Okay, which has subject as well as finite verb. Right? Understood? So we have done 3 types of clauses at that time. Noun clause giving the answer of what? Adjective clause which defining it is. Okay, and ultimately adverb clause. In adverb clause we have done various categories. You remember, you must be remembering adverb clause of time, adverb clause of manner. Okay, so now today we are going to concentrate upon relative clause. So what is a relative clause? Suppose this sentence I have written. He is a man who has stolen my purse. Okay, so this, he is a man. This is a part, this is clause, and the other part of the sentence, okay, which is another clause, it is adding on more information. What is doing? It is adding on some information. Okay, as it is adding on some information to the main clause. So you know, relative, you know, in case of clauses, when 2 or more clauses are there, one is always a main clause and another is subordinate clause. That you remember? Principal independent clause and the subordinate clause. You know? Students, yes, you remember or not? Let me tell you. For example, he is a man. This is one part of sentence. And who has stolen my purse? So now in this case, see, he is a man is complete in its meaning. There is no need to add anything in this sentence in order to complete its meaning. So this is what? This is principal clause. It is independent. On that day when I was teaching you clauses, you remember I was giving you the example of two relatives. You remember? When we have done conjunctions, हुआ and must वाली example मैंने आपको दी थी, याद आ गया अब? That both are important. Okay, yes, now you got. Okay, so he is a man. This is principal clause. But who has stolen my purse? So read this part only, who has stolen my purse. Is it complete in its meaning? No, it is not. It has to depend upon this part of the sentence in order to complete its meaning. So this is the reason why this is called as dependent clause. Okay, so relative clauses, they are mostly dependent clauses, or you can say subordinate clauses. So means subordinate clause. Okay, why they are called as relative? Because they are adding on information to the noun. It can be a noun, it can be a phrase, or some kind of idea. Anything is there. Okay, relative clause is adding on information. Relative means it is to join. Means what? Join information. अब information किसमें join करनी है? To this noun. Noun, it can be a phrase, it can be an idea. Okay, which is presented in the main clause. This is called as relative clause. For example, suppose I write down, if I have written an idea, suppose. Idea means some plan. Suppose the plan is that I will drop a pail of water.
Ma'am, this we have to write in fair notebook.
What?
Ma'am, this we have to write in fair notebook.
No need to write down, just understand. First main thing is understanding. So here the plan is, means this is an idea. What? That I will drop a pail of water over him. So what is the plan? Okay, this is creating that I will drop a pail of water over him. So this is what? This is adding on information here. This is the reason why this is a relative clause. This part is relative clause. Okay, it means relative clause is always adding on information. Information to what? To noun. Okay, to some phrase. It can be a phrase, not a single word. Okay, which is used in the main clause. Okay, so it is adding on information to the noun which is used in the main clause. So this is called as relative clause. You know relative clauses because they are adding on information. They are qualifying it. They are qualifying noun, this noun used, this phrase, or this idea. So this is the reason they are also called as adjective clauses. One and the same thing. Relative clause is also known as adjective clause. So these are one of the same thing. Okay. Now, next thing I'm going to tell you important is antecedent. Because in 9th class grammar, sometimes this word antecedent will be used and nobody is going to tell you at that time. You should know it here what is antecedent. For example, the man who dropped me home is my neighbor. Is my neighbor. So now here in this case, first of all, tell me what is relative clause. Identify relative clause here. Yes, Somil. Kathy, yes, speak out. I don't know, Somil, why you unmuted yourself again. Yes, Kritika.
The man who dropped me.
Very good. The man who dropped me home. Okay. This is adding additional information. Okay, is my neighbor complete? This is relative clause. Now who? This is relative clause. It is adding information in what? किसमें add कर रहा है information? Where it is adding on information?
Relative clause.
Huh? It is adding on information in this, the man. Adding on information in the man. Right? So this, the man, this is called as antecedent of this relative clause. This is what this is called as antecedent of this clause. For example, the boy who won the prize is my brother. So here what is relative clause?
The boy who won the prize. An antecedent. The boy.
Okay. And what is its antecedent? It's
The
called
boy.
the boy. So the boy is the antecedent. Now any doubt in this case? It's clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Fine. Okay. Now next important thing I'm going to tell you is relative clauses. They are mainly of two types: defining and non-defining. Now defining and non-defining. So very shortly, I'm going to tell you in a very short manner, and by making a comparison here. For example, a boy who eats too much pizza will become fat. Now, first of all, here what is relative clause? Just pick out relative clause here. Who eats pizza? Okay. So what is okay? So who eats pizza is relative clause. So if I omit it, write down. Let me write down. A boy will become fat. If I write down this by omitting it, you feel that it is incomplete. It is not giving out complete information. Okay? It is not giving out you complete information. Or if I write down another simple sentence, a scientist is a man, or scientist is one who makes inventions. Now see here, relative clauses, who makes inventions? So for time, let us see if I omit it. Scientist is a man. See only this part. I am omitting relative clause who makes inventions. So don't you think scientist is a man is incomplete in its sense? It means who makes inventions is very much required, essential hai, in order to complete the meaning of the sentence. So this is the reason these are defining clauses. This relative clause is defining because its presence is very much required. So you know, suppose when you are writing something in notebook, okay, what is essential to write anything in notebook? What you must have? What you must have? Yes, Kritika?
The homework.
Huh?
Then the homework.
Or the homework or your pen must be required. Without it, incomplete work. Right? So this
Notebook.
is like, okay. So this is like a pen for a notebook, which is very much required in order to write. So this is the reason why they are called as defining clauses. क्योंकि इनकी presence के बिना sentence complete नहीं होगा. It will be incomplete. And mainly here, another important thing is this. The antecedent mostly is common noun. वो हमेशा common noun होगा. Antecedent mostly is common noun. Examples, the antecedent is common noun. Boy, find this. These are common nouns. Okay. Clear now defining clause? It's clear? Yes or no? I don't know why you are unmuting yourself, muting yourself. Remain unmuted. Now the next part is non-defining clause. Suppose I write down sentence, Surbhi, who lives in Mumbai, is a great singer. Now see here, I have written, so identify here what is relative clause. Which is relative clause here?
Who lives in Mumbai?
Who lives in Mumbai? Who lives in Mumbai is relative clause. Now let us drop it. When we have to identify defining, non-defining clause, na, we will play the game of pick and drop. Pick relative clause and drop it aside. Okay, so let us play this game, pick and drop. Surbhi, who lives in Mumbai, is a great singer. Let us pick relative clause. Which is relative clause?
Who lives
Who
in
lives
Mumbai?
In Mumbai.
Drop it aside. We have dropped it. So what will be the rest of the sentence with us? Surbhi
He is a great singer.
The great singer.
He's a great singer.
singer. Surbhi is a great singer. It is making sense?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. So it means that if we omit relative clause, still the sentence is complete. So it is not so much required. Itna required nahi tha. Okay. So this is the reason non-defining. Tere bina bhi hamara chal jayega. You go away. Okay. Sometimes when you play a game, 5 friends are there and a team of, you can say 4 is required. 5th one कहता nahi, I will also play. And you have an alternative है, चल तू भी आ जा. फिर वो थोड़ी देर बाद कहता है नहीं 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 मैं नहीं आपके साथ खेलूंगा. I don't want to play with you. Then तुम कहते हो okay go away. We will do. And your game is complete. This is what? This is non-defining clause. Got now? Very easy.
Yes.
Ma'am,
Yes.
excuse me, ma'am. मैम ये सेंटेंसेस में हमेशा हु ही आएगा? मैम कोई और हो सकता है?
हाँ.
And
Anything
जैसे
speak any or I will let you know. For example, Sheetal, who sings well, is my friend. Is my friend. So see here, let us play the game of pick and drop. Pick relative clause
Who sings well?
and now drop it. What is left with us?
Sheetal is my
Well,
Sheetal is my
friend.
friend and Sheetal is complete.
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so what is this? This is again what? This is non-defining clause.
Non-defining.
Non-defining
Ma'am,
clause.
मैम जो डिफाइनिंग क्लॉज है जो उसमें है अ बॉय विल बिकम फैट मैम उसका पूरा सेंस बन तो रहा है.
So बन रहा है लेकिन it seems the boy is fat. The boy will become fat. We are thinking in this manner कि बन रहा है, but वो क्यों बन रहा है? Okay, suppose I write down one sentence here. Suppose the boy or here I don't write down the boy because here mainly common noun is used here. Here some you can say proper noun must be there. Suppose Bunty who eats lot of pizza will become fat. Now let us play the game of pick and drop. Pick out relative clause.
Who
Who
eats
eat
a lot
pizza?
of pizza?
Who eats pizza?
Now drop it. Bunty will become
Bunty
Bunty
will
become fat.
will
become
become
fat.
fat.
is complete because here there the boy, which boy we are talking about, it's not complete in its sense. About which boy we are talking? Bunny की sense बताओ. No.
No,
No.
ma'am.
Another sense नहीं बनी about which boy we are talking. It was incomplete. But here when I have added some proper noun here, then it is making its sense. It's making
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
what? This is then non-defining. It means Bunty will become fat. अगर हम इसमें who eats lot of pizza ना भी लगाए तब भी इसकी sense है. So this is what? This is non-defining clause. Right?
Yes, ma'am.
So now you have come to know how to identify relative clause, what are defining and non-defining clauses.
Yes,
Yes.
ma'am.
Very good. So give a clap to yourself. Okay. So tomorrow we will have some practice of sentences here. Okay. And with this, I think all the topics are complete. Notebook checking going to be held tomorrow and you have to submit your notebook. Okay.
Excuse me, ma'am.
Yes, madam.